If you keep the pyramid right side up for implementation, then it's very interesting. If you leave it right side up for implementation, who does everybody think they work for? If you're here in the hierarchy and your boss is above you, who do you think you work for? You work for your boss. The minute you think you work for your boss, the mindset is that your boss is responsible, and what's your role? To be responsive to whom? To your boss. And what becomes a national pastime? Boss watching. I mean, people are all trying to suck up to their boss. Because the experience in organizations that leave the pyramid right side up is that there is very little relationship between performance and promotion. How do you get promoted in the traditional organization where the pyramid is alive and well for implementation? It's your political skills upward. If you can get to know and maneuver the people above you, you're going to get taken care of regardless of your performance. Now, does that start to become widespread in the organization? Pretty soon, sure. Frontline people realize that if I got to choose between what? The customer and my supervisor, I got to be nuts to go with the customer if I'm going to get beaten up later by my boss. And so where does all the energy in the organization go? It goes up the hierarchy, away from whom? Away from the customers. And you get a very interesting phenomena developing. Wayne Dyer was the first one to talk about this. He said in life there's two kinds of people. There are ducks and there are eagles. He said ducks are people who always blame the condition they're in on somebody else. You know people like this. Their life just isn't working. Who do they blame? It's their parents' fault. It's the school's fault. It's the boss's fault. It's the company's fault. And they go quack, 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 quack. And all they do is bitch and moan. Now, if you leave the hierarchy right side up in your organization, what are you going to set up in your frontline people? You're going to set up a bunch of what? Ducks. They go quack, 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 quack. Saying, what do they say? It's not my job. I just work here. The computer's down. I'll check with my boss. Quack, quack, quack. I'm sorry. You got to know the policy. Quack, quack, quack. And they do incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Let's give you an example. Just being in Hawaii. I called over to this golf course, supposed to be this great, lovely golf course. And I wanted to play. My wife and I wanted to play, and so I called over there and I wanted to make an appointment to tee off at 3 o'clock. The guy said, fine. And I said, how late does it stay light? He said, it doesn't matter. I said, what do you mean it doesn't matter? He says, the cart's got to be back by 5. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, yeah, I got to put them on the batteries by 5:15. And I said, this is going to be a real fun place to play. So I made an appointment for 3 o'clock, and but I got delayed, and Marge and I didn't get over there till like 3:30. They wouldn't let us on the course. The guy says, no. He said, the last group off tees it at 3 o'clock. Takes you about 2 hours. The cart's got to be in by 5. And I said, we don't have to play a whole 9. He said, no. He said, after the last crew out, the sprinklers go on. And if I let you out there, you sprinkle over a sprinkler, you're going to sue me, and all this kind of thing. And I'm just about to grab this guy by the throat, looking for a wedge. Now, my wife Marge is much more calm in these kind of deals, and she went over with much better interpersonal skills and all. And she even kind of patted the guy in the arm, and he said, why don't we problem solve? We just like to play a little golf. How can we do it? He says, tomorrow. I mean, do you imagine if we went back there? I mean, it's incredible. Have you seen that kind of quack, 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 quack? Now, I used to get mad at these guys. Is it this guy's fault? No. Who do you think he works for? A duck or an eagle? He works for a duck. If he worked for an eagle, what would the eagle do with a duck? Would eat the duck. We call the supervisory duck the head mallard. Only difference between a mallard and a duck, they just quack at a little higher level. I mean, so if you get really down on something, you ask to see their boss, you're really in for an interesting thing. Quack, 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 quack. Now, who does that supervisor work for, a duck or an eagle? Another duck. Who does that person work for? Another duck. Who sits on top of the organization? A huge freaking duck. What do ducks do besides quack? Anybody here ever get hit by an eagle turd? They soar above the crowd.